Hello, beautiful Love is Fine lovers. We are here with another chaotic season. So, this video is going to be about episode 1 only. So, please, no spoilers in the comment for the people that haven't watched it yet. First off, we have Trevor, who he tells us that people think he's a meathead because of how he looks.
On my muscles, my mullet. They think I'm a low IQ meathead.
On his first date with Chelsea, she's like, tell me 5 things that make you smile. And he says, dogs, sunny days, butterflies, and he also loves romantic movies. Specifically, The Notebook.
What do you want?
Question marks are definitely popping in my brain for this. And he also loves a fresh cut lawn. Like, I was thinking, do men think that we only love The Notebook specifically? Because his answers are coming off a little rehearsed. Chelsea also makes a connection with Jimmy, who comes from a small town and really wants to adventure. So he's definitely looking for someone that wants to do those things with him. Jimmy also makes a connection with Jessica, and when they go into their first date, they just talk about their favorite things, their age, and their sign compatibility.
I am a November baby, Scorpio. What are you?
I'm a Capricorn.
Jessica is a very beautiful woman, but there's one thing that she still hasn't shared, which is that she has a 10-year-old daughter. However, she expresses that she doesn't want to talk about her daughter just yet because she doesn't want people thinking that there's nothing else to her other than being a mom.
What's going on?
My husband. Wait, oh my God, I just said that out loud.
And now that we are here with this chaotic season, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content like this. Also, I am your host, Karen, for those that don't know me and for those that are new. So welcome to this little corner that we have. Jimmy and Jessica have already been building up a connection with each other, and on one of the first dates that we witnessed, they talk about their pet peeves, and we also see how Jimmy has a weird way of blowing his nose. But they still haven't talked about her daughter. She says that today is the day. And at this time, Jimmy starts talking about the struggles that he had when he was little, how he didn't have much, and that he has always been concerned that people won't accept him because of the way that his family brought him up. And this is when Jessica takes the opportunity to tell him that she can totally empathize with him. The main reason that she has such a strong connection with him is because he's such a good person in her eyes. And here is when she tells him that there's so many things that she wants to share with him, but is afraid of how he's going to react. Jimmy is like, it sounds like a secret. And Jessica says, no, I think secrets are more of a negative thing. Okay, Jessica.
I have a 10-year-old daughter.
I feel like a deer in the headlights of love.
And Jimmy is stressed. He's like, why didn't you bring that up earlier? And she says that that's not something that she wants to bring up so early because she wants people to get to know her as a person first, not a mom. Now, in my opinion, if I was single, knowing that I have children, that will be one of the first things that I bring up in a date because I would want people to know that my kids come first. So if you can't hang with my kids, then I can't talk to you. That's how simple as it is.
That's not a deal breaker for me, and I don't think, it's just I feel like I've gotten to know you so much.
But in the end, it doesn't really seem to be an issue. He also tells her that this is not a deal breaker for him and wants to know more about the situation. Now he has all these questions. Did you marry this guy? How did this play out? And Jessica tells him that she was never married. This was a high school boyfriend. You know, it was something that happened when she was young and they broke up a year after. However, the man is a great father and has been present in his daughter's life. Even though Jimmy said that he didn't really care, when he does his confessional, he says that this was definitely something that he has to process.
Now that Jess has a daughter at home, it's a lot to take in. So I've got to really think things through and figure out really what I want.
And when he goes on to the next day with Chelsea, they're talking about education.
I do have something to just kind of lay out there.
Oh boy.
And then she tells him that she was married before to her high school sweetheart for 5 years. Then she realized that he was not the person, but it's not a big deal because he literally just got bigger news. I mean, a kid is bigger than a past marriage. He tells her, "Oh, don't worry, I'm not judging you for it. I just want to change the subject and not lead you in the wrong direction." But this makes Chelsea cry. She says that she was really nervous to tell him this, which I totally understand, but I don't think that he had a horrible reaction. Jimmy then says that he doesn't want her to think anything negative of it, but he tends to catch feelings pretty fast. And she's like, "Well, me too." And then says, "That's okay. You're not going to like everyone here," and starts crying. I think he had this reaction because he went from a day where he had shocking news and then went to another day where he got more news. And he's probably like, "Please give me a break." From here, Chelsea goes on a date with Trevor, and as they're playing a game, a question comes up, which is, have you ever told someone you love them and not meant it? Both of them say they have, but Chelsea says that she has done this with her 3 serious relationships, which to me is a little concerning. She then shares with Trevor that she was married to someone in the past and has zero animosity against her ex. She also shares with him how she told Jimmy about her divorce, and he wasn't too happy about it.
At this age, it's very hard to find someone who hasn't either been married or like really close to being married.
Trevor, at the end of this day, also tells her that he sees himself walking out of this experiment with her. So, totally, completely different reactions from Trevor to Jimmy. Like, Jimmy was just like completely shocked, which I think had to do with him finding out that Jessica had a child. And now Trevor's over here like, that's okay. I will be surprised if like someone wasn't divorced or had a child at the age that we are at right now.
Really, like, ready for something that crazy serious?
With you? Yes.
At this moment, it's starting to look like Trevor already made up his mind. And then we get introduced to Matthew. His first dates were total garbage. He has this thing where he has 1 to 12 questions, and once you answer the question, he just goes total silence and walks out, or simply tells him that he wasn't prepared to answer any questions, which makes zero sense to me. Like, how did you come into a dating show thinking that you weren't going to answer any questions? And not only that, but you can't even answer your own questions.
It's written down in the numbered 1 through 15.
Okay,
So if you want, you can pick a number.
give me 10.
What is something you think you excel at in relationships?
My
You know, I was just going to ask the questions. I wasn't really anticipating getting
He says that he's not here to become a C-list celebrity, but I'm starting to question this. He thinks that showing emotions is a sign of weakness until he meets AD. AD. In some way or another, she really likes this man, and he's actually having a conversation with her. He shares how he's going to therapy, and when he shared this with her therapist, they didn't believe him because his therapist definitely questioned what he was doing because he never wants to talk. At least we know that he's working on it, right? And it's starting to feel like between Matthew and AD, something is brewing. And we can see it in the next date, where Matt tells her that she's making him super comfortable and nervous at the same time. AD usually dates men that are walking red flags and paints her nails red so it can go with the theme of it. Now, she's off to her next date with Clay, who is a ladies' man and understands that his charms play a big role in his dating life. On their next date, they have this flirty moment that honestly, I didn't think it was flirting, but you guys tell me what we're thinking over here.
AD been on my mind all day. Oh,
Okay.
Clay.
Oh, Clay.
When they go back into the headquarters, the ladies are very surprised when AD tells them that she actually had a conversation with Matthew. And the men are talking about how Matthew is just by himself and not really part of the boys. I don't know if you guys remember earlier, but we saw Matt just walking out on the girls and not caring about having a conversation. So, yeah, everyone's pretty surprised about him having a connection with AD. Especially because AD is so outgoing and she's so happy. She's so just, I love her. She's so cute. Now we are moving to Amy and Johnny. I am pretty sure that these two had already talked, but this is the first time that we see them because they already have a connection and she can recognize his voice.
Who am I talking to?
This is Amy.
I'm Johnny.
I knew it.
She wants to travel and has watched all of Naruto in her preparation to travel to Japan. As she's talking to Johnny, he tells her how much he loves her accent. Amy is an immigrant woman. Her mom is from Spain and her dad is from Puerto Rico. And she shares with us how her parents used to beg the church families to let their kids play with her because she didn't speak the language and felt really left out.
And I was like, God, please, like, I wish that you could please give me a little brother. I don't want a sister.
This is one of the main reasons why one night she wished upon a star to please give her a baby brother, and the universe did it. This shows that Amy has a huge bond with her family, so I would love to see how this plays out. For Johnny, he shares that his favorite memories come from a cramped up house where there was barely any room and his entire family was just like super close to each other.
Lived in a very small like household. Like I think I was still in bunk beds till maybe like freshman year of high school.
So it is very nice to see that family is very important to these two. We got another song moment here, and Johnny starts singing to Amy, and well,
Banana.
Oh God.
Her name is Amy. And she's really cool. Banana. And all the guys see her.
the voice was beautiful. Let's just go with that. This man is really into Amy, and I am loving it. Back to AD. AD is having a conversation with one of the girls, and she's also telling us how the first days the girls were all chatty with each other, but now they're keeping things very quiet. And I actually love this. I think the girls have learned from the past seasons and have really decided we are not sharing this information one bit. Towards the end of this episode, AD goes on a date with Clay, and here we start having some issues. Because now we are asking about Lux. Clay tells AD that his dad was a very suave Casanova man and he doesn't have the physical right now to lean on, but he loves the validation that he's getting from AD. AD is like, oh, Clay.
Clay.
A man of your caliber, knowing where you come from and that you want to do better is incredible. And here we go with Lux, because Clay now is sharing that he wants to make sure he's attracted to his future wife. So please, can you tell me if you have a big butt and nice lips? Because that's really important to me. And I want to make sure that I'm attracted to the person that walks out of that door.
Like, love is blind. Like, I get it. Trust me. I get it. I just want to have that reveal door and, like, you know, be super turned on by my wife.
And AD tells him, you know, I'm not going to tell you how I look because this is not part of the experiment. And she has so much more to offer than just pretty looks. And I have to agree with her here. You came to Love is Blind for a reason, not for looks. Right at the end of the episode, AD has a date with Matthew. After Clay told her he doesn't really care about looks, but he does. Again, he's a very shallow person. And this day, Matthew says so many sweet things to her. He's like, I want you to know I have been thinking about you a lot. And yesterday, something happened with you. AD's like, oh yeah? Something like what?
Like a deep connection. You're funny. You're quick-witted.
You are so caring, and I can see you caring for me. He also says, I only see two outcomes from this. I'm either leaving with you or not. AD is flattered. She's blushing, she's shedding tears, smiling, and telling him how shocked she is because all this validation is super reassuring. AD also tells him that she wishes he could see her express all those emotions. Matthew says, you're my biggest accomplishment, which is like, honestly, no hate to AD. She's a gorgeous woman, but you just met her. How is this your biggest accomplishment? He also says after he met her, he wanted to call his mom right away and tell her about AD. The entire time I'm just sitting here like, oh my God, he's so lovely. All these words are beautiful. I'm so glad they have a beautiful connection. And then telling myself not to get my hopes up because a man like this always disappoint me in this show. Matthew also says that he would love to know what her dad thinks about the situation because he cannot see himself marrying someone else without daddy's approval. There's a lot of lovely things being said in this conversation, but the one I love the most is when AD breaks the news to us that her dad passed away and makes a dark joke out of it.
What's your dad think?
My dad?
Yeah.
He actually passed away last September.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh,
So I don't think he's thinking much.
I love dark humor. AD asks him if he cares about ethnicity at all because she knows that this man is white and wants to make sure her being a Black woman won't be an issue. He says that he does not care about ethnicity. This is why he came onto the show. Good answer. There's a couple of very important phrases that this man says that I would love for you guys to remember. I will climb on a mountain for you. I need your dad's approval. And also, draw me a map, I'll come get you. Because when she goes back to the headquarters, Amber shares with her all the things that Matthew has been saying to her. And guess what? They were the same things that he was telling her. The audacity of men on this show to think that the words that come out of their mouth are not being recorded just surprises me every season, honestly. Like, you guys have 0 to no brain cells at times to think that all of the things you're saying are not being recorded or that the girls are not talking. Like, do you forget that the girls go and talk to each other after the dates? Yeah, you probably did. So with that, we are done with episode 1. That was it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notifications because I will be back with the next episodes. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.